management.
Assalamu alaikum. We are live 94.0 Revive FM, live on the airwaves. This show is sponsored by Wabe. The Iftar show is sponsored by Wabe Restaurant in Gansel. We're running a competition where we're giving away a meal for a family of 5 to eat. During Ramadan or after Ramadan, you can sit and dine in the luxury and exquisite. All you need to do is like and follow Revive FM UK and tag 3 friends in the comments. The winner will be announced this Friday, which is the 8th of April. Now, today is a bit of a wet and not a miserable day, but it's definitely wet. The first rain of Ramadan, which is in fact a blessing, if you like. And we're going to be talking about Ramadan. We're going to be talking about how things change, and we have a very special guest lined up today with us. Allow me to introduce Mr. Abdul Maalik Tailor, Director of Halal Tourism Britain, and all-round genuine amazing guy.
Thank you. Sorry.
How was that introduction?
It's great. It was great. It's different. It was different.
So, Abdul Maalik, let's get into just a little bit about yourself. I mean, many of the guests or the listeners won't know who you are. If you could just give us tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. As you said, my name's Abdul Maalik Tailor. I'm actually a convert to Islam for now more than 20 years. And I used to live in East London. I embraced Islam whilst I was living in Walthamstow. I went to the local university, UEL, in Stratford campus as well. And I converted to Islam when I was 18 years old. And it was done by my own journey. I wasn't influenced by for marriage, as people sometimes ask, "Oh, did you convert because you met somebody?" I said no. And my former faith I used to be a practicing Hindu. A lot of people think when I said I converted to Islam, they look at me and say, "Oh, you must have been Sikh." I said, No, I used to be Hindu. And I think 9 times out of 10, people always automatically think, "Oh, I used to be Sikh because of my build." Okay. That's a bit of a general overview. But yes, I remember my first Ramadan wasn't actually as a Muslim. It was actually as a Hindu.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, so that was like Monday to Friday. I did try the Saturday. I did 2 of the Saturdays, but I broke 2 because I was at my friend's food store. The food was just too tempting. You have to remember, I wasn't Muslim, so it didn't really matter.
I think you're allowed. If you're not Muslim, you're allowed.
And the Sundays I didn't do because that was the family meal day, Sunday lunch.
Oh, that's really interesting. So, if you don't mind, like, how long ago did you revert to Islam? And just tell us a little bit more about that journey. So you did it from your own accord.
Yes.
So how long ago was it, and what kind of brought you to it?
That was in 1993. So next year will be 30 years. Islamically, I probably hit 30 years already.
Yeah.
But the thing is, my upbringing, the thing is, it's quite valuable if I mention about my upbringing. I was born into the Hindu faith. I went to a Church of England school, and I was going to church, and I used to have a position in church of putting up the hymn numbers as well. And I grew up in Hackney, which was a semi-Jewish neighborhood as well. So I had early exposure to Judaism, as a Christianity, but not much of Islam. And but then I became a practicing Hindu, and I was the most practicing Hindu in my immediate family and out of my cousins as well. I used to be in between a vegetarian and vegan as well. I did pilgrimage to India to see a man god. And I remember even whilst I was there in India, I used to hear this adhan, the Muslim call of prayer, somebody shouting. And I had a clue what was being said. All I remember the words were Allahu Akbar, God is great. I used to think to myself, why is this person worshipping Allah when you've got Bhagwan being a Gujarati word for God, when you got God here? As I say, later in life, you would find out. And, as I was being raised as a Hindu as well as following the faith, we were led to believe that you could have more than one God as well. And you would worship the tree, the sewing machine, and other bits and
The
pieces.
sewing machine.
Yes, I never used to do that, but there were some relatives of mine who would do that when it came to the part called Rakshi Bandhan that falls in August, and that's when a sister would tie a almost like a bangle, you could say, around the brother's wrist to thank him for protecting her honor throughout the whole year. And there used to be this sewing machine called Brother. So some people,
I know that they used
older
to be,
generation probably have it.
Yeah, they sponsored Man City Football Club for a period of time.
All right, okay. I don't know about that. But I noticed some people were even tying like the Rakshi Bandhan around that, and I thought, okay, that's maybe going a bit too far.
Okay. Wow.
Some people had that belief, his brother. But then we had, the Monday in the house, the temple, and it was the many idols, and we would actually create a plate to feed God as well, and then we'd also give God water as well. And once once the plate was ready, you leave it there for about half an hour or so. Then you go and collect it, and it was seen as being blessed. And then you brought the plate back, and you got kind of like distributed amongst the household.
Okay, that's really interesting. So one of the things that struck me about what you said was I became the most practicing Hindu in my family. What does so I know what a practicing Muslim looks like.
Yeah.
And practicing Hindus always strike up connotations of like orange robes and kind of like very like do a lot of meditation. So what does a practicing Hindu look like?
Well, that would for me, for that within that group called such a Sai Baba, that was like when you wake up, you do your morning prayers, for example, which was in front of the different idols. You would also be, as I said, in between a vegetarian and it was supposed to be a vegetarian. I was in between a vegetarian and a vegan. Traditionally, you would wear white clothing as well.
Okay.
And you would also have to perform the pilgrimage. Even in the center that you'd be attending, you had to be like an active member as well.
Okay.
Like for example, singing the bhajans or like something like hymns, basically.
Okay.
So these were some of the things that would take place. And even when I came back from India after my pilgrimage to see the man god,
what was that like? What was your when you saw the man god? How did that go? How did that go down?
Yeah, no, they went down. Well, for me, it was I remember we had the long journey. We stopped up in Abu Dhabi. We went on to India, and we went to another flight to Bangalore. Stayed a few days in Bangalore. Then we went from there to about another 3-hour ride. It was into like this village where he has his ashram, his temple, we could say. And then we were staying in like dorms, you could say.
Yeah.
Largely they were based around where you came from. So if you like had a European section and non-European section, or like African section, etc. And but what happened whilst we were there, people we'd wake up in the morning to do our singing on the streets of that village, and then there'd be another session where you would actually enter into the compound of the mandir, where you'd be seated outside, and you'd wait for Sai Baba to come out, and you could give letters to him. Like, for example, I want to be
like
rich or
Father
something
Christmas.
Like that. In some ways, you could say that, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Except this guy was a chap with afro hair, 5 foot tall, and no beard, and he was in the orange robe, and he'd walk around the women's section first, and then the men's section was. And if you had the ability to give you a letter to him, he would take it. And sometimes he would materialize what's called vibhuti, dried ash, and he'd give it to people as well, and that'd be seen as blessed. Sometimes he gives his business card as well, so you'd be like,
his business card.
His business card, you could say.
Right. What was it like? What was on the business card?
The business card. On one side it was his photograph,
and
on the other side, if I remember, it had like Om Shanti Om, and then it was
Did it say man god?
No.
Oh, what was
Swami? Yes, was being used.
Swami, yes.
Okay. Yeah. Sometimes he would kind of play around with words as well. If you asked him, was he God? He said no. Obviously, it was just a Swami, like a teacher. Okay. But then all his followers saw him as a reincarnation of God as well.
Right.
And he was supposed to be a reincarnation of a previous Sai Baba who was called Siddhi Sai Baba, who looked the early pictures make him look like a Muslim,
Hmm.
but then I realized that the pictures that came afterwards, the artist's impressions, then they made him look more like a Hindu.
Okay.
So that
So
was
like
interesting.
that sounds like a
But it was
really
multi-faithism as well. So we celebrated Christian celebrations, Hindu celebrations, Jewish festivals, Sikh festivals,
Muslim festivals.
Buddhist festivals, no Muslim festival. But
Okay.
when I fasted as
Yeah.
a non-Muslim, that's when it hit me. I thought, hold on a minute, this ain't making sense. Why am I fasting Ramadan when everyone else in the group should be doing? But yet I'm the only one who's looking at Islam here.
Hmm.
And that obviously created more curiosity. And I remember watching during that time when I was a Hindu but fasted, I used to see the Muslims go to the mosque as well. It was early in the morning, like 6 o'clock in the morning. We used to have like a family pet dog and used to take for morning walkies. And then it was the case that I used to see the uncles with the big bushy beards and think to myself, what's the matter? Can't these people afford razors or something? What's going on here? And I saw them with the long skirts, as I saw those basically. And I was like, can't they cut them? What's going on with this style or something here? You know, they're kind of out of it, not down with what's going on in terms of the style. And I found that quite hard, but then it hit. I kept on seeing around about 6 o'clock in the morning, day in, day out. And obviously, as the times went on, I used to see the differences as well. And I realized that these guys are praying at a time they have been told to pray. Yeah. Not as myself, as a Hindu, I could actually pray at a time I wanted to pray. Mm-hmm. So I could wake up, at 10 o'clock, whatever, for example, even on a Sunday. Mm. It was, you pray then. Muslims had to have that appointed time and you prayed at that specific time. And then that's what really got that curiosity going. I really want to find out what these guys are upon.
So was it like their actions rather than, or their rituals rather than anything else that kind of influenced you at that time? Because we're talking 93, we're talking pre-social media.
Well, it'd been 92.
92, pre-social media, I think we were doing videotapes and like cassette decks. Absolutely. I remember those. At that time, so like it was a different time,
different era.
Yeah. So you can't just ping a message to someone on WhatsApp.
I mean, I even tried to find a Quran as well.
Oh, right. How was that?
That was, as I said, that was a mission. I had Pakistani friends, but they never once invited me to Islam. They took the mickey out of me for being a Hindu. And I mean, when I'm taking the mickey, they literally did. So you worship a cow, you do this, whatever. But they never showed me the beauty of Islam, which was,
that's disappointing, isn't it?
It's disappointing. You think to yourself, why didn't you do that?
Yeah, they'll be kicking themselves now.
Yeah, and even then, what happens is I asked my Pakistani friend, could I read your Quran, your holy book? First time I can't remember what he said, but the second time it was I'd have to have a bath. I'm like, to have a bath just to read a book? Are you being serious here? And then it was like
a sponge bath.
I left his house and I was thinking, what kind of thing do I need to do to actually read a book like this? I went back a few weeks afterwards to his house and I said, fine, I'll have the bath. Could I actually then read it? And he says, well, the Quran's wrapped up, kept on top shelf. I was like, why is that? Because it has to be kept clean state or whatever. And he has to ask his mum, because she's the most practicing person in the family, if I can touch it. And or seek permission, as he said as well. And I thought, yeah, Auntie's next door, I can hear her. Why don't you ask her? And she goes, no, I can't do that. It's because she's got visitors that be seen as disrespectful and blah blah blah. And I thought to myself, you know what? Forget this, man. I'm leaving. So I didn't get my first Quran from a Muslim. I got my first Quran, the Abdullah Yusuf Ali Quran, from my Mauritian Hindu friend who I did pilgrimage with to India.
Oh, wow. That's really strange.
Yeah. So imagine that. And he even said to me that, in fact, he gave me my first round of debating, which I was totally shocked. I'd never seen him like that before. But he was saying, why do you want to read that book for? I go, why not? I'm just going to read it with an open mind. He goes, no, if you're going to read it, you're going to become one of them. I said, well, how do you know that? But in hindsight, he was actually speaking. He was speaking the truth.
Yeah. Well, you read it once, and what was it?
Well, what I was doing, to be honest, I was doing comparisons as well.
Okay.
Islam, Christianity, and Hinduism. So whatever I'd been brought up upon, whether it was the Hindu faith or Christian faith, I reevaluated it again by myself now. I looked at, we're told from the Quran the Arabic language will be preserved So, okay, how's that impossible? I looked at Hinduism, original language, Sanskrit. Is it a living language? No. There are scholars and students, yes. But is it an everyday language? No way. Christianity, Aramaic, this is the language of Jesus. Sometimes people want to say Aramaic. People, Christians especially, when I have conversation, they think I'm saying Arabic. I said, no, Aramaic was the language of Jesus. I go, can you find me a Bible in Aramaic? Till this day, nearly 30 years, you could say, no Christian has bought me a Aramaic Bible or directed me to one. So that ruled out. But when I Islam now, it's Arabic is the language of revelation. It's been maintained. Has it changed? No. Is it an everyday language? Yes. Do people know the Quran off by heart? Yes. 8-year-old, 8-year-old, 18-year-old, different parts of the world? Yes. The Bible, I didn't know anyone who knew it. Even the people in the church knew portions of it, but not in entirety. In Hinduism, again, I didn't know anyone who knew the Vedics. So you could see where the differences were.
Yeah, that sounds like a really very methodical way to approach it. And we're gonna head to a break now, but in the next section we've got a bit of a surprise where we are going to be putting you through your paces and seeing how methodical you are with a street race. Not a real one, but we're going to be putting you on the virtual sort of street race simulator we've got set up. And we're going to be finding out about your first ever Ramadan. So we want to know all about that. So stay tuned. We'll be back right after these messages.
Assalamu alaikum, listeners. Hope you're doing well during these challenging times. Today we'll be talking about NHS mental health services. Feelings of anxiety and depression can affect us all, and you are not alone. If you're struggling to cope with your mental health, or if you're finding it hard to do things you normally enjoy, the NHS is here to help. Today we've got Amandeep Somal, a senior cognitive behavioral therapist and couples therapist in the NHS. Amandeep, welcome to Inspire FM.
Thank you for having me.
Firstly, do the NHS have any mental health services?
Yes, they do. They have free, effective and confidential ways to support people who are having difficulties with their mental health, and that can be accessed through many different ways.
Now, I've often heard about talking therapies. Does talking therapy actually help?
Seeking help through talking therapies can actually be a really great way of supporting someone to overcome their mental health difficulties, such as depression and anxiety, and get them back on track.
Does the help of talking therapy be in person?
We've been a lot more versatile in the way that we offer talking therapy. So it be in person, face to face, or it can be via videos, or it can just be on the telephone. And of course, we also have online courses which you can do in your own time.
Is there help and support available for those people who cannot speak English?
But for people whose first language is not English, you can also use a confidential translators, and also for people who have difficulties with hearing, we also have BSL translators as well.
That's excellent news. Urdu speaking listeners, Urdu may be help available here.
The NHS is here for your mental health and your physical health, and even during this pandemic. We've remained open throughout.
Amandeep, thank you so much for your time. Listeners, the NHS is here to help. Feelings of anxiety and depression can affect us all. If you need help with your mental health, you can refer yourself or without a referral from a GP, or your GP can refer you. Go to nhs.uk/help.
A Sadqa Jariyah unlike any other. This year, Allah has blessed us with the incredible opportunity of illuminating the interior of the Dome of the Rock Masjid, the exact place where the Prophet ﷺ was ascended into the heavens. This new lighting system will illuminate the central areas inside the Dome of the Rock. Gain the reward of praying in Masjid Al-Aqsa and give today. Visit muslimhands.org.uk.
Contact Maz and Fox Solicitors for all your legal needs. We specialise in civil law, immigration law, family law, landlord and tenant disputes, litigation, debt recovery, contract drafting, and much, much more. Our experienced team pride themselves on delivering the best possible service. Contact us now on 0208 181 6025 or 07863 860713, or email us on info@mazfoxsolicitors.co.uk. Maz and Fox, representing your voice.
Minhaj School of Islamic Sciences provides quality Islamic education for children aged between 5 and 15 years old, as well as teaching classical Islam including Tajweed, Fiqh, Seerah and Aqidah, we endeavour to equip children with essential Islamic manners, morals, and values. Here at MSIS, our experienced teachers create an inspirational learning environment where we strive to cater for the needs of every child. For enrolment inquiries, inquire in person at Minhaj School of Islamic Sciences, Monday to Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. at 292-296 Romford Road, or email admin.edu_London@minhajuk.org.
Wah Bay. Indulge in an exquisite dining experience as our chefs prepare the finest Pakistani cuisine in front of your very eyes. From our mixed grill platters to our finely prepared traditional curries, the flavors of our mouth-watering menu will leave you with nothing to say except Wah Bay Wah. Find us at 410 to 412 Cranbrook Road, Gants Hill in Ilford. Wah Bay.
Looking to get your finances in order? MR Accountants has you covered. We provide a full range of accountancy and taxation services, including annual and management accounts, self-assessment tax returns, VAT, bookkeeping, and payroll services. We ensure you're kept up to date with the latest legislation, and our client-focused approach helps us plan your business finances from savings to investments. We are MR Accountants. Visit our website at mraccountants.com or call us on 0203 432 9138.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk. Alternatively, contact our sales team now on 079 44 56 5616. That's 079 44 56 5616.
Revive FM
94.0. On the radio,
on your mobile,
and online.
94.0 Revive FM. We are back. It's Altaf, your host for this evening, taking you all the way up to Iftar. Now, for those of you that are following us on Facebook, we are going to be running a very special competition just now. We have Abdul Maalik lined up, ready to. He's taken his seat. He's just gearing himself up to take part in an amazing racing challenge. So, Formula One racing. Abdul Maalik, can you hear us? Okay, you're in the cockpit. Okay, we can't hear you, but we can see you. For those of you, we can't hear you. We're going to sort that out. But just for those who are listening in, Abdul Maalik is wearing a fez hat, blazer, fabulously dressed, impeccable beard, and wonderful glasses. So just painting that picture. He's got his hands firmly gripped on the steering wheel, and he's ready to rock and roll. So, Abdul Maalik, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, right. We're going to get going on this task. In front of you is a screen, and we want you to just rip up the streets of, I don't know where this place is, but, we just want you to burn rubber. Press A to start. Press A to start. Okay. Press A.
Again.
A again. We've got some technical difficulties. Aleem, we need to sort that out. So yes, you can show. I see that you don't play much PlayStation, but I'm looking forward to seeing your driving skills. All right, we're ready to go. Okay, now. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. Right. So Abdul Maalik, the first thing he does is, yes, we're off. And I can see, okay, slow and steady start, getting into first and second gear, checking his blind spot. And now he's making a straight run for the home straight. Now he's picking up a bit of speed, a bit of movement left and right. And he's coming up to the first bend. Let's see how he tackles this. Oh, he's gone off the track. But yeah, he's back on. He's swerving around. Abdul Maalik, how are you finding it?
Yeah, not too bad.
Not too bad. Oh, you just try and stay on the road.
Straight run at the moment. Yeah, try.
So yeah, Abdul Maalik is making it. He's making light work of this now. Lovely. It looks like a drive through the park. Fairly sort of backboards, and he's just swaying around, warming up his tires. and taking it very slow and steady around the corners. Yeah, that's good. Slow and steady. Put your indicator on. This is a race, Abdul Maalik. We need to go. We need to go. Yes. All right. There we go. There we go. There's a bit of speed. Now we've got the speed. I think we're approaching the second lap now. And Abdul Maalik is going very, very fast.
How many laps are there?
Oh, here's the first bend. This is the bend. Oh, he kept it on the road this time and on the grass. There we go. Just keep on going, Abdul Maalik. That's it. We're really there. So where we're approaching the second lap, and Abdul Maalik is getting more confident as he makes his way around the chicane. He's slowing down and he's speeding up again. So Abdul Maalik is very, very intense look on his face as he drives this competition through. And it is almost coming up to an end. Very, very good technique around the corners. He's swerving around. Oh, no, he's not. He's steadied himself up. We don't want any accidents today, Abdul Maalik. He's banged into the barrier. Oh, my goodness. How you feel? Are you all right?
All right, okay.
All right, yeah.
No injuries.
Okay, no injuries. Oh, back into the barrier again. I don't know what's happened. It's getting close to iftar time and the hunger may be setting in. Not sure. Okay, so Aleem, how many laps have you got? I'm just going to ring up control. How many laps do we have left? I can't tell. Aleem, control. I'm just going to get a message in from control. No. How many laps do we have left? I'm just checking with mission control. Okay, so just got from mission control. Oh, this is the last lap. So he's turned, he's banged into the barriers. Oh my goodness.
Shaken, not stirred.
Oh, shaken, not stirred. This is the car. I mean, you know, if you were to claim insurance, there's mud on his screen. You're right there, Abdul Maalik.
Get the wipers on.
Yeah, you need the wipers. Oh, there you go. You got wipers on. You got to keep it on the road. All this bend. This is the one that caught you out last time. Oh, that you took it nice and slow and steady and onto the grass. There seems to be a fly on the screen. That's all right. We're getting through this. So if you're not watching on Facebook, make sure you log in. This is really funny stuff. Abdul Maalik, you're very quiet.
What am I supposed to do? Shouting and screaming?
I see you.
I'm concentrating. I'm concentrating.
You're concentrating very hard. So as this is going along, okay, this is nearly.
Before, I'll let you guys in a bit of a secret. Before, I used to love driving at speed.
Oh, really?
Legally.
Oh, okay. So have you ever got a speeding ticket?
Yeah.
How many points have you got on your license?
I lost count. I did, but then I to be honest, about 5 or 6 years ago, I just stopped driving. I don't have a car. I travel by public transport, single person. There's no need for me to actually have a vehicle.
Okay.
Even if I go outside of London, I take the train. So when I go to York, I will just catch a train and be there in 2 hours. Less headache, more time to myself.
Okay, well, that is it. You got a score of 203. Well done. I think we can park up now, park the car.
Where do I park up?
You can park up on the grass. It's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, park on the grass. It's fine. Yeah, there you go. He's just, there you go. He's parked up in the middle of the road. Just on the grass on the side. Watch the daffodils. There you go. That's it. Perfect. Excellent work there, Abdul Maalik. Why don't you make your way back to the studio and we can talk about that fantastic journey. You got a score of 203.
I'm coming.
Wow, that was intense. The look on his face as he drove through that course was priceless. He's making his way back into the studio and just catching his breath. Yeah, okay. That was definitely something to watch. So make sure you pick up that on social media, Facebook. How are you feeling, Abdul Maalik?
I'm great.
You good? Yeah?
Yep, no, absolutely.
All right. Did you enjoy that?
I did indeed.
Okay, that's good. You seem to struggle on the first bend. but
Yeah.
then you got the hang of it, and then halfway through the race, you started just bashing into the barriers. what was that?
I was trying to make it to Iftar in time.
Iftar time. All right, so let's continue the conversation that we were having. So for all those that have tuned in, Abdul Maalik is a revert to Islam. He came from becoming a practicing Hindu to a now practicing Muslim. And we were about to talk about your first ever Ramadan as a Muslim. So if you just cast your mind back, what was that like? And how have things changed for you?
It was scary.
It was scary.
My first Ramadan, I actually took my Shahada, I did, in Hackney. And I didn't reveal that I became Muslim to my family, my birth family. And that's because I knew it was going to cause problems. And they were quite Islamophobic, you could say. And there is this thing that Muslims and Hindus, they have this difference they do. If you change from being a Hindu to a Muslim, you're going to be an outcast.
Yeah.
And that's literally what happened to me. When I took my Shahada, I was waking up for Suhoor Seri, and I was leaving my dishes in the sink. Unlike the previous year when I wasn't Muslim, I was actually washing them up. And in some ways, it was a bit of a blessing in disguise, you could say, where I, because of that action, my parents had found out that I was waking up, I was eating, and obviously not washing the dishes, and I seemed to be fasting because obviously we lived in a bit of a Jewish, a Muslim neighborhood,
right,
in Walthamstow.
Okay.
And every evening there were no car parking spaces, So it was clearly known to us that it was a Ramadan time and you're not going to find car parking. So that's what it was. I kept it secret. I prayed in my bedroom, and my father called me on one occasion and I didn't respond. And when I came out, he goes, if you want to do your effing babula, your namaz, you can get out of the house. So I was experiencing verbal abuse initially. And then from that verbal abuse, it became physical abuse. And that Ramadan, it was quite tough. It was a challenge. Just new to the deen. I saw me going to the masjid was causing me problems. People talk about if you go to the masjid, you get tranquility, sakina, blah, blah, etc. But for me, it was causing me harm. And, I did get advice with regards to, can I lie to my parents if I want to pray?
Yeah.
And the answer was yes, because I have to obey the Creator and not the created on this occasion. So I, a bit like I said, ducking and diving in terms of when it came to the prayers, you could say.
Yeah.
And I had a lock on my door. I would lock it, I remember. And I tried to pray outside the house where I could, but obviously I couldn't get to the masjid for all prayers, even though the masjid was on the parallel road. And even then, if a parallel road, it was so, I had a few relatives in the neighborhood as well, that if they saw me outside the mosque, word would come back to my family, and then it'd be, oh, what have you done? Look at the embarrassment you're causing us from the community and this, that, whatever. So it was in itself an experience I will never forget. That physical abuse got to an extent where, I mentioned earlier we had a pet dog.
Yeah.
And, even that chain was used on me. My parents kind of whacked me with it. Things were thrown at me.
What were they expecting to happen by?
They wanted me to stop being a Muslim.
Okay.
And
how did it make you feel?
So even at that time, when it was that process, when I was thinking about Islam, looking into it, my mum was in Bombay, and that's when you had the Bombay riots as well. So I was thinking from that side as well, and I was hearing like it's only with the localities where the Muslims are, that's where all the trouble is. It's not where the Hindus are. And then I thought, then obviously afterwards you realise, well, obviously they're defending themselves when Hindu extremists are going there to attack the Muslims. But I was hearing like, when you come to Islam, it'd be so easy. After hardship will be ease. And I'm thinking to myself, if this is easiness being punished in this way, I wonder what is there more to come, as I say. People were telling me you get ease afterwards. But for me, it didn't seem there was no easiness coming. I had to leave my own house for my own protection because they were out to kill me, you could say. Because they wanted to torture me. And even then it didn't stop. They came after me as well. And then I went around London Borough Waltham Forest for, in 1 year, I moved places 6 times, but my belongings moved 11 times. And at the end, about a year afterwards, the same Pakistani friend who didn't give me the Quran, he popped around. And he said, my father's been taken to the hospital. And I'm like, and? Because no, it's quite bad. So he took me to the hospital. And that's, my mother was there, my sisters were there, and we were just waiting for a family member to turn up from my mum's side. And when that person turned up, then the doctor broke the news that they couldn't save my father. And even then, the nurse came in, and she was looking at me and looking at the rest of my family members. I wasn't too sure what religion we were, so she asked, "What religion are you?" And my mum answered Hindu, and I sat down thinking to myself, "Except me, who's a Muslim." But what happened then? They were saying in Gujarati, basically, Bhagwan Bachao, God, save him. But then eventually the doctor came and said we couldn't save him. Tried everything we could do, and he died. So me and my father were actually departed upon bad terms, you could say. And but then I knew what the situation was. I'm the only son. I have 2 siblings. I've sisters either side, and in Hinduism, it's the eldest son who performs the last rituals. And I knew what was going to happen now. They were expecting me to fulfill these last Hindu rituals. And, what I had experienced one form of abuse, I know it's going to happen again. And they were obviously, what was happening that night, then the relatives were popping around they're driving down from Leicester. And other relatives were popping around a few days afterwards as well. And what happened at this time, I was actually with the police as well.
Oh, wow.
And even people were saying that we didn't know that you could have a beard like yours in the police.
Wow.
Other people were saying the beard, you can have a beard as a Hindu, but the beard you have is like a pakla, meaning Pakistani, Muslim. And I just kept quiet. But I had made a few more Muslim friends, but not a single Muslim friend had visited me in that family house, and I'd moved back as well. And I found that quite tense. All this, emotional blackmail was being put on me for fulfilling the last rites of my father. My cousin was a bit close to. He was told to come from Leicester to speak to me, to persuade me to perform the last rites. I didn't do it. We went for a walk. We spoke to the imam of the local mosque. He said he can't tell him to do it because then he'd be sinning as well. And it was, part of one of the rituals is that you're supposed to shave off your beard for this as well. I said, I can't do it. I can't take part in it, full stop. So, I can be around, yes, but not take part in any of the Hindu rituals.
Wow. I'm just on that. We're gonna pause for a break, but we want to unpack that sort of what happened with what happened in the end after these messages.
Of course.
क्या आपको मालूम है कि नूरा जैसी बच्चियां पानी के लिए रोजाना 3 मील पैदल सफर तय करती हैं। मिनहाज वेलफेयर फाउंडेशन को यकीन है कि आप छोटे और बड़े पैमाने पर पानी के मंसूबे लगाकर इस बहरान को खत्म कर सकते हैं। आपके एहतियात दुनिया भर के पसमानदा लोगों का म्यार जिंदगी बेहतर बना रहे हैं, जबकि अभी बहुत कुछ करना बाकी है। पानी सबके लिए के प्रोजेक्ट में हमारी मदद कीजिए। आज ही अतिया कीजिए या हमारी वेबसाइट विजिट करें www.minhajwelfare.org.
Contact Maz and Fox Solicitors for all your legal needs. We specialise in civil law, immigration law, family law, landlord and tenant disputes, litigation, debt recovery, contract drafting, and much, much more. Our experienced team pride themselves on delivering the best possible service. Contact us now on 0208 181 6025 or 07863 860713 or email us on info@madsfoxsolicitors.co.uk. Mads and Fox, representing your voice.
Let's connect with the Holy Quran. Minhaj Dawah Project distributes the Holy Quran in plain simple English for free. You can donate £3 and sponsor a Quran to a loved one, a neighbour, a colleague or a friend. We distribute Qurans totally free of charge across the whole UK, including in prisons. Please call us now to contribute on 0300 030 1951 or email us on dawah@minhajuk.org.
If you want to advertise your business on Revive FM, then visit www.revivefm.co.uk or contact our sales team now on 07944 565616. That's 07944 565616. Advertise with Revive FM.
Feelings of anxiety and depression can affect us all, and you are not alone. NHS Mental Health Services are available to help. NHS Mental Health Services are a free, effective, and confidential way to treat common mental health issues. Seeking help through a talking therapy can be one of the best steps a person can take to overcome their mental health issues and get back on track. Help can be offered in a number of ways, including in person, by video consultation, over the phone, or as an online course. For those whose first language is not English, talking therapies can be delivered through multilingual therapists or through confidential translators and in British Sign Language (BSL). If you need help with your mental health, you can refer yourself without a referral from a GP, or your GP can refer you. Go to nhs.uk/help.
Although the rules have changed, COVID-19 is still here. To live with COVID-19 safely, the best protection is to get all our COVID vaccinations. You can be vaccinated at various locations around Newham, including GP practices, places of worship and community centres, Westfield, or even the Newham vaccination bus. For more information on how you can be vaccinated, visit www.newham.gov.uk/book your vaccine or call 0203 373 6487. Available 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Sunday. Thank you for helping to keep Newham safe.
Minhaj School of Islamic Sciences provides quality Islamic education for children aged between 5 and 15 years old. As well as teaching classical Islam, including Tajweed, Fiqh, Seerah and Aqidah, we endeavour to equip children with essential Islamic manners, morals and values. Here at MSIS, our experienced teachers create an inspirational learning environment where we strive to cater for the needs of every child. For enrolment inquiries, inquire in person at Minhaj School of Islamic Sciences, Monday to Friday, 5 to 7 p.m. at 292-296 Rumford Road, or email admin.edu_London@minhajuk.org.
All units, we have a missing person, possibly vulnerable, not responding to phone calls.
2 control centre dispatchers.
Good evening, sorted stuff.
5 house-to-house officers. 7 search officers. And me, PC Robinson, who finally discovered their location by gaining trust through a series of text messages.
Missing person found, over.
Be one of the 20,000 new officers. Be part of the team. Be the difference. Join the police.
4 detention officers.
Suspect brought in, 2309.
3 custody sergeants.
Abrasions to the neck and left arm.
2 investigators. It's okay. We'll take care of this. And me, PC Sarpon, who responded to a call and arrested an abusive partner, ending years of emotional and physical abuse. Be one of the 20,000 new officers. Be part of the team. Be the difference. Join the police.
We all have a part to play to keep Newham safe and help everyone to live with COVID-19 safely. You can reduce the risk to you and those around you in lots of ways. You could open windows to let fresh air in, wear your face covering when in crowded indoor spaces, do a rapid test before seeing people who are at a high risk from COVID-19, or stay home if you have COVID-19 symptoms. We are healthy. We are Newham. Thank you for helping to keep Newham safe.
Revive FM.
94.0. On the radio.
On your mobile.
And online.
We are live 94.0 on the airwaves, online, on Facebook. This is Taf from Halal Hangouts. We're a YouTube video. We review food, and we're taking you all the way up to Iftar. And I know a little bit about food, and I want to tell you about this wonderful place called Wabe. The Iftari show is sponsored by Wabe in Gansil. It's a luxury food experience. I can't thank them enough for sponsoring this show. And we're running a competition where we're giving away a meal for a family of 5 at Wabe. All you need to do to enter is like and follow Revive FM and tag 3 friends in the comments, and you will win an iftar meal for 5 at the exquisite Wabe restaurant. Follow them on Instagram and have a look at their delicious food. The winner will be announced this Friday, the 8th of April. The competition closes on Friday at 7 p.m. during the Iftari show. So tune in, and even if you don't win, check it out. It's a great place to eat. Where we left the last section, we were talking to Abu Maalik, and it was quite a deep story. And I'm not going to say much more. I'm gonna pass you straight over to Abdul Maalik Tailor to finish his story.
Yes, as I made mention, my father died, and there was this great surge of people wanted me to actually perform the last rites of my father, and I said I couldn't do it. And I didn't do it. For example, one of the key parts is that the person has to light the fire for the cremation. That wasn't me. That was in fact a worker at the crematorium. So that's what took place. But I did move back home after that. But having said that, the abuse kind of continued. I had even boiling water thrown over on my back by my elder sister.
That's
and
harsh, man.
My younger sister, who was was more closer to, I would say, she actually went on to marry a practicing Hindu as well, and they told her to cut ties with me, especially when they had kids, because they said if the kids were to get to know me, there's a possibility that they could convert. So this is where you have, unfortunately, the oppression of the Hindu woman, but we don't hear about that. I know it does exist, but we won't ever hear about it. It's not newsworthy, as they say. So that was something else that happened as well. But this whole experience, if you like, this my life experience, it was when I look back at it now, especially, it was a tester for things worse to come. Then that's why I think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made me go through that. And what happened afterwards was the fact that I had a marriage. I had married a born Muslim and was a divorcee with 2 kids, who I actually raised the kids as well, paid for, X, Y, and Z as well, schooling, relocation, blah, blah, blah. And even went abroad to learn Arabic as well. But unfortunately, I hate to say, she was a narcissist. She had given me bruises as well. And I was the one who was calling out the police. And the police wouldn't do nothing. And I was just completely shocked. What was going on here? But the thing is, what happens is you have the issue of family dynamics, where she had also her family members. They would close ranks and they would protect her. Even though in the Quran we're told we speak the truth against ourselves and our family. That went out the window. And it taught, again, many life lessons as well. And now, from both of my experiences, I do sessions with regards to converts, how they can be safeguarded, workshops like safeguarding them as well. And the thing is, converts themselves do face high levels of isolation, even in Ramadan as well. Post Shahada, Yeah, pre-shahada, everyone say, "Oh yeah, we love you." This, that, we get the hugs and this, that, whatever. Afterwards, it can be a isolating experience. Isolation in itself is a vulnerability, and we need to be wary of this.
Yeah. So you took part in a survey in 2016, I believe, with
Cambridge University.
Yeah, Cambridge University.
That's right.
Yeah.
I was the only ex-Hindu or ex-Sikh who was part of the brown converts, I say.
Okay.
I was the only brown convert who took part in that. There was no other brown convert who was wishing to take part for the male ones. And even the university said, look, we'll give you anonymity. Under Chatham rules, basically, you can't identify the person.
Yeah.
They said, no, it's because of their fear that they could be identified, and it will get back to their community, to the Hindu community, their family members. I mean, in fact, I've got a relative, believe it or not, she embraced Islam, and she doesn't want to meet me. I spoke through via another sister who was WhatsApping her, and I go, why don't you want to meet me? She goes, I'm from that community. And I think, yeah, but I left that community more than 20 years ago. But that's how much fear they have. And this in itself creates, you could say, it's not helpful for one's mental well-being.
Yeah.
That you still carry on that baggage from your previous life, you could say.
So fast forward 15 years and 20 years from those experiences that you went through. And, let's frame the conversation around the positive aspects of being a revert to Islam. Like, what is it? You've made your own decisions. No one's telling you to, be a certain way. So how is that sort of? How do you feel as a revert in that regard?
I feel happy, to be honest. I do get asked a question when people hear about my life experiences. Did I ever at any time think about leaving Islam? And I have said no, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave me the greatest gift that one could have asked for, and that's Islam. And having that experience, I don't think, but no offense, that born Muslims would ever know that. But the fact is, being a convert to Islam, you see things differently as well. We try to perhaps contextualize Islam to where we are, and that's one of the sides when in some ways kind of helped me develop the tours that I do, the guided tours about Muslim history in Britain. Because when I converted, I realized everyone was looking at what was it, the Sirah, the Sahaba, the Caliphs. That's a foundation, without no doubt. But people go down to Andalusia and the Ottomans. What do you learn about Britain, where you live, where you're born? Most Muslims, let alone non-Muslims, don't know about history, our home history here. And that in itself does have an impact. What I've noticed for any Muslim, that they can't relate the Islam to the context of where they live outside the masjid.
Yeah, I can kind of agree with that. So with the sort of you being a convert to Islam, did you your iftaris and your sehri? So because it's getting about that time, we're about 5-6 minutes away. What have you been eating?
What I've been eating, what I've been doing. I've been, so we're coming up to about a week, isn't it? Well, less than a week still. But first few days I'm going to my local mosque, which is about 10-15 minutes walk away, and they'll provide dates, water, and a container basically of like I think the first day was like rice and some chicken, grilled chicken it was. So that was first day. Second day was mincemeat and rice. And so that's what I normally have for iftar. Then afterwards, like at night time, I have something in addition to that, obviously. And that would be my combined snack stroke Zuhur Seri basically as well.
Okay.
But I try to have traditionally a healthy one, where possible.
So what with me, right? I'm bull Muslim, and
you have your pakora, your
samosa.
All the unhealthy fried food.
Yeah, that's what I have. So did you have?
I've not had a single one yet.
Oh, okay. My friend, I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse to have, because with the samosa, I can't get away from them in Ramadan. It's just every year I say I'm not going to do it, and then
when you also think about the I have seen. I was yesterday. I was at what was that? Ramadan 10. I was day before that. I was at a converts dinner, and at the converts iftar they served like burgers and chips, which is I thought, okay, this is a new experience. I've not actually had a burgers and chips as a meal for iftar time as well, but it had that. But then they were serving with Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking you don't want to drink Coca-Cola
No,
for iftar at all. But you know, sugary items as well. I say to people, cut them out as well.
Yeah, no, definitely. We're getting very close to iftar now. It's a few minutes left, so I wanted to, give you the mic and allow you to kind of, make a dua for the Muslims and non-Muslims of the world. The floor is yours.
I would just like to, before I actually make the dua, I would just like to say that I've heard many duas throughout my Muslim life, and I've yet to hear in UK a masjid do this one.
Mhm.
And that's why I would ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make dua for our converts to Islam, as well as those people who are seeking Islam, but they're frightened because of the family or friends' repercussions. It does exist. May Allah make the journey to Islam more smoothly. Ameen. And may they also be given the support. May the convert Muslim community, their family members who are non-Muslims, may they give ease to the converts themselves. Ameen. And the converts themselves who are going through that path or trial or tribulation may be made easy for them. Ameen. And may their Muslim friends and family be supporting them as well. Ameen. And may the convert organizations that do exist in UK, may they be getting their funds in Ramadan as well. Ameen. And sorry, I've just remembered my journey and certain things what happened. But may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant myself closest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I mean, and all the other people who are facing a trial or tribulation in Islam, may they be granted Islam. May the non-Muslims themselves look at Islam wholeheartedly and not with any prejudice as well. I mean,
you can continue, brother.
I'm thinking mostly of the converts, you could say. So I think generally, well, I think, okay, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant whatever fundraising appeal that's taking place up and down the country, the funds they require. May we support more of the masjids that are on the outskirts of, or the places that don't have many masjids as well. I mean, may Allah grant them ample funds for that to happen. May we start to build institutions as well. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the means to grant the institutions that we require, especially in the context of where we are living. And may on a personal note, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant the Muslims and non-Muslims a ability to discover their own history in Britain, and may the converts themselves who have non-Muslim family members, may they experience.
This Iftari is sponsored by the Wahbeh restaurant in Gants Hill, Ilford, and Plashett Carpets in Upton Park.
اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا ومولانا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم إني لك صمت وبك آمنت وعليك توكلت وعلى رزقك أفطرت. وصلى الله تعالى على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر. أشهد أن لا إله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على الصلاة حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله أكبر الله أكبر لا إله إلا الله
اللهم صل على سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله في الأولين اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه في الآخرين اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه في الملأ الأعلى إلى يوم الدين اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت سيدنا ومولانا محمد الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته يوم القيامة إنك لا تخلف الميعاد.
This Iftari is sponsored by the Wahbeh restaurant in Gants Hill, Ilford and Plashet Carpets in Upton Park.